between Wisconsin and Ohio State. The stars are out. LeBron James and the world champion Miami Heat. You are looking live at a sold-out Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, for the much-anticipated showdown. The undefeated Buckeyes host division rival Wisconsin, a game with both national championship and Rose Bowl implications. Good evening, everybody. With Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brent Musburger. At halftime, Alabama leads Mississippi by 3 field goals. But the bigger picture in the SEC, can they play any defense in that conference?
It's amazing. It seems like there are shootouts every single week. But you got to give Georgia a lot of credit. Big win. That's the second big win they've had against South Carolina. Now, of course, today against LSU. And it's going to inch them up. They did what they needed to do today.
Now it'll be the Buckeyes' turn to move center stage. Meanwhile, the coaches, Gary Anderson on the left against his old head coach, Urban Meyer.
Yeah, it is a big opportunity, as you said, for Ohio State, and a big opportunity for Wisconsin and Gary Anderson, the first-year head coach. Of course, he worked with Urban back in 2004 at Utah, that magical run that the Utes had that ended up landing Urban Meyer in Florida. So they're familiar with one another and respect one another quite a bit.
And, folks, here's a scoop. The Badgers have some running backs.
Boy, every year it seems like Wisconsin has a tandem of backs, and this year might be some of the best they've had. James White, the guy who's a veteran, a senior, leads the nation in career rushing yards. You can see his style very different from Melvin Gordon. His quickness, low center of gravity. He can break through arm tackles. Melvin Gordon, they've in the past got him on the perimeter like this jet sweep. They love to get him to the edge. He's averaging over 11 yards a carry. He's improved. He's gotten stronger. They like to run in between the tackles. Ohio State, I think, will load up against that running game and see if they can force Wisconsin and Joel Stave to throw the ball to win.
Now, Herbie, the big question on everybody's mind, what about Buckeye quarterback Braxton Miller? You spoke to Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I just talked to Urban right before we came on the air, and he said that there's no question. Braxton Miller's healthy. He's had a great week of practice. And with all due respect to what Kenny Guyton has been able to accomplish, this is Braxton Miller's team. He's a 3-year starter. They're confident in his ability to run and throw. They feel that they can put a lot of pressure on this Wisconsin defense. Look for Braxton Miller to try to exploit Wisconsin going through the air over the top.
And Herbie, you never get tired of this scene. The Ohio State marching band when it's time to dot the I. Game on in Columbus. The third member of our crew, Heather Cox, down below with Ohio State coach Urban Meyer. Down we go to Heather.
Brad, thanks so much. Coach, you told us you can't remember working so hard to prepare for a game. What makes this one so tricky?
Well, they have a good running game. They have a good defense. They run some things that you have to work, get yards against them. You better tackle these backs.
And you have 2 great quarterbacks. Braxton Miller back from injury as your starter. What gives you the confidence that he's your go-to guy tonight?
Well, he's got 12 games from last year. This year he had a great Thursday practice. He's ready to go.
Urban, enjoy it. Thank you. Brent?
Thank you, Heather. Ohio State won the toss and deferred, so Gary Anderson and the Badgers will handle the ball first. And folks, I can't remember the last time I was in Columbus for a night that is this beautiful out. I mean, it's 70 degrees. It has been balmy for the last 3 days here.
Yeah, I thought you told me the all hometown.
Great.
What did Urban say? It's like this every day, right? Did he say that?
Absolutely. Zerleger and Clement are back deep for the Badgers. Zerleger short of the 20-yard line. So now Joel Stabby, and he becomes a very, very key man in this game here tonight with this running attack.
You're exactly right. Ohio State's defense has got to be geared up to stop the running tandem of James White and Melvin Gordon. They'll cheat their safeties up, and Stabby has to play well with the play-action pass and try to stretch the Ohio State defense with the passing game. They may have to pass to set up the running game tonight.
Gordon starts as the Badger running back. Top end speed, power eye look. Here comes 2-5. About a 3-yard gain and hit by C.J. Barnett, one of the safeties. And we take a look, Herbie, at one of our matchups here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on James White. Melvin Gordon just talked about the importance of what Ohio State's going to try to do to stop this running game. Ryan Shazier, number 10, Christian Bryant. You also just saw, as Brent said, C.J. Barnett. Both the safeties will be physical and active, but they better be careful the passing game to Jared Abrederis, number 4. They love to get him isolated one-on-one.
White checks in. Play action. Here's Stabby. Didn't fool the rush man. Couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's Barnett again. All over the field is number 4. He's out of Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, a fine player, a veteran player, and very, very active in the back end of the Ohio State defense. They need his leadership. First play you saw him in run defense. That time he didn't bite on the play action in perfect position as Wisconsin tried to roll out and hit the tight end.
Shotgun look for the first time tonight. Needs 8 yards. Not going to get it. 3 and out. Forced to punt. Bradley Roby. Keep an eye on him, you folks who like to see NFL prospects. Number 1 will someday be playing Sunday football.
And that's the matchup tonight. Bradley Roby, an All-American corner, up tight in coverage against Abrederis. A good throw, but the left hand of Roby gets in there to knock that football away. Tight coverage. He walked up tight on him because of the confidence that he has. And it's a big play there on 3rd down.
Corey Brown back deep. Drew Meyer will punt it. Going to go out of bounds, and the Buckeyes are going to have outstanding field position. So here comes the return of Braxton Miller, missing a couple of games and most of the 3rd when he was injured against San Diego State. And here comes number 5. You folks remember he finished 5th in the Heisman voting a year ago.
Yeah, and with Urban Meyer's offense where they spread you out with 3, sometimes 4 receivers, Braxton Miller's known as a runner. Tonight Ohio State's going to see if he can throw the ball downfield against this Wisconsin defense.
And his starter is the powerful number 34, Carlos Hyde. Tries to get it to the outside against his veteran defense. A tremendous second effort, picking up about 5 yards. Armstrong hit him first, and he just kept moving. And our impact matchup here looks this way, Irving.
Yeah, Devin Smith and Corey Brown. You're also going to see the true freshman, Dontre Wilson, who they'll try to stretch down the field. It puts a lot of pressure on the corners of Wisconsin.
Braxton rolls, first pass complete, first down, and out of bounds is Jeff Hireman.
Brent, we seem to see this every week. Not only have to deal with the X's and O's in the scheme, but the tempo of it, noticing the formation, getting it lined up, getting the call, and playing fast as a defense. Ohio State wants to take some shots early. We'll see if Wisconsin's ready to defend it downfield in the pass game.
And the pistol look. Hyde up the middle. Another first down to the 25-yard line. Buckeyes threatening.
Chris Borland right here, one of the best linebackers in the country. He's respecting the passing game. You see his eyes? He's looking out to the tight end that's flexed out. They ran right where he was vacated.
Keeps it. Fires. End zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Evan Spencer. Braxton Miller is healthy, folks.
football. He was going to double check to make sure he had possession of the ball all the way through. They ran the football, and then it sets up the play action where the safeties and linebackers have to respect it, and they got behind it for a big play.
Basil knocks down the extra point. Less than 3 minutes into our showdown. Buckeyes force a 3 and out, and then strike first on this pass to Spencer. Welcome back, number 5. And the great scenes in college football here in Columbus at the Shoe. 55 yards, 4 plays. Buckeyes strike first. Kicks it away. This time they'll take a knee and come out in the 25.
Go back to the touchdown. Ohio State had a wheel route right here from Philly Brown. And here's Evan Spencer, who's going to go to the post. And it really puts the true freshman Shelton in no man's land. Look at this route form. You're going to go here, going to come down here, and look at the indecision from the true freshman. What are you going to do? I don't care if you're a senior. Who are you going to cover? You've got 2 guys. They flood the zone. There's nothing he can do. Here's a great look at who do I take? Do I take the guy to the outside? Whichever way he was going to go, Brent, Braxton Miller was going to go in the other direction. Well-designed play and executed perfectly that time by the junior quarterback.
Buckeyes lead by 7. Gordon is the I-back. Play action to him. Stabby rolls over to the right. Fires downfield, complete again. And suddenly, that's Aberderis. And Herbie, suddenly, the passing game is starting to work on the sideline.
Yeah, they have to throw the ball to set up this running game. They've got to get Ohio State's safety and linebackers back deeper. 2 good calls, play action there. There's his man, Aberderis, against the All-American corner, Bradley Roby. You can see the timing. They're in sync there, and a good ball away from Roby, and an outstanding route that time by Aberderis to get away from Roby.
Ball out to the 41, some breathing room for the Badger offense finally. Now they come with that running game. And Gordon. And that was a good hole on that right side. Grant came up from his cornerback spot.
Yeah, you throw the football, you hit a couple play action passes, and then you're able to have balance. You go back to your bread and butter, take some of the pressure off of the big fellas up front. The double team works. They push Michael Bennett right out. Look at that big block by the tight end. He locks up with Noah Spence, and Spence ends up on his back.
Second down and 2. Melvin Gordon from Kenosha, Wisconsin, stays right there in the backfield. Going to run for it. Got the first down easy. Daylight, he is so dangerous.
He's a back that if he finds just a little crease, he can one-cut you and go. I mean, he's not going to get 10 or 15. He's going to pick up everything.
And Herbie, when you were in charge of the tape machine, you couldn't get over how graceful he was cutting.
You know, I hate to say an Eric Dickerson kind of back, but he reminds you with his skill set and his style of running of that kind of back. I played with a guy named Robert Smith. He's kind of that type of back, just long strides and covers a lot of ground.
Second down and 7.
Wisconsin trying to get a timeout.
And here comes White. Cut left. They saw something, and now, because they did not get a timeout in time, they're going to have a 3rd down and long coming up against this Buckeye defense.
This is what they wanted to avoid, 3rd down and long situations. Everybody on the Ohio State defense aware of Jared Aberderis and his ability to make plays, but give Wisconsin and Gary Anderson a lot of credit, making some adjustments and breaking some tendencies by trying to get the ball to some other folks in these situations.
Need 6 yards. Need to reach the 30-yard line for a first down. Buckeyes show blitz. Stabby in the middle. Fires for it. Aberderis. Great catch by Aberderis. Touchdown, Badgers. Oh, what a grab under pressure.
On 3rd down, they want to go to number 4. It's a wheel route, and look who he's going up against. Bradley Roby, and he's locked up. He doesn't get much separation. That ball was perfectly thrown by Stabby. A great throw, an area that he's been working so hard to improve. Roby, but the ball was just perfectly thrown there on 3rd down by Stabby.
Yeah, I thought he had a one-handed grab on it with Roby all over him. 36 yards. Remember now, that was a 3rd and 6. And Endicott tacks in the extra point. This youngster's a gamer.
No doubt about it. Never gave up on the route. Perfect throw and a great catch.
The passing game is alive and well for the Badgers here. We are deadlocked at 7. Dontre Wilson and Jordan Hall back deep for the Buckeyes. Fielded at the 5 by Wilson. The freshman spins. And out to the 26-yard line. Nice return. Big hole for Hyde. Powers for 12 yards and a 1st down.
Hey, this is the back that they've missed. Jordan Hall's done a nice job, but not just the quickness, but he has such a feel for this offense and how they want to attack. And, of course, not just the quickness, but the power to go along with it.
Second down and 10. Complete. To be 3rd down and short. Corey Brown, the receiver that time, and Piniel Jean making the stop for the Badgers.
Right now, Wisconsin's playing a defense that is just trying to, they're off on their corners at the receivers. They're respectful of the deep ball. They're trying to keep everything in front of them, making Ohio State try to execute in front, and then they've got a gang tackle with Borland leading the way.
Miller back to pass on 3rd down, and it's 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes as they work again with Corey Brown, the senior from Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Smart youngster.
You see, watch Chris Borland in the middle of this defense. He's outside, he's inside, he's reading the quarterback's eyes, and he got over there just a little bit late. And there's where Braxton Miller's really trying to make strides. His primary receiver was covered. He came off of him, patiently sat in the pocket, and eventually found his open man for the 1st down.
Braxton with the read option, pulls it back and throws out of it, and gets it complete now to Wilson, the freshman, and out of bounds as the Buckeyes threaten again.
They brought him out in the backfield. They had Carlos Hyde and Dontre Wilson in the backfield, and they just slid him out. Another wheel route where you're running to the boundary, and then you cut down the field, and he got lost in coverage, and a pretty easy read and throw that time for Braxton.
Braxton is 5 of 6 here in the 1st quarter. He's thrown for 1 touchdown. Just shy of the 25-yard line. Play action. Strike for the end zone. Touchdown. His 2nd touchdown strike of the night. This time it's Devin Smith, the junior from Massillon, Ohio.
It's the chance you have to take to try to stop the running game. Is leave your corners on an island. Urban Meyer and Tom Herman recognizing that. They got Braxton Miller back off of the play action and into a backside deep ball there to Devin Smith. And the corner, Gene, just didn't have much of a chance to even locate the football.
Drew Basil tacks on the extra point.
There's still questions, you think, about Braxton Miller's ability to throw the football around the...
Not with what we're looking at here tonight so far.
He can throw it. We don't have to worry about that.
What do we got brewing here? A shootout?
Could be.
44 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter. Big Ten opener for Ohio State and the 2nd Big Ten game of the season for the Badgers, who beat up on Purdue last week in Madison. Badgers will take next week off and await the Northwestern Wildcats. The Wildcats will go to Madison following their game at Evanston next week against Ohio State. Braxton Miller off to a red-hot start. He's 6 of 7, 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. And So Zuleger comes out. And Kyle Zuleger is out across the 20-yard line. He's the active career leading rusher in the nation. Over 3,000 yards in his career with the Badgers. Play action. Stabby buys time. Fires to a wide open Abrederis. They turn him loose. 35, 30, 25. Foot race and finally out of bounds. And he was in a race with C.J. Barnett.
The play action freezes the linebackers and safeties. You see, they still have their nose up there. Look at this. You see, Frederick goes right by the safety. Again, Ohio State still in a defense to take away the running game, and they're leaving themselves in a very vulnerable position. Play action. Look at the linebackers come up. Now they start to bail. Their heads are on a swivel. They're looking everywhere, and they can't get back. They've got everybody at the line of scrimmage. All they've heard about is James White and Melvin Gordon. They're going to force Wisconsin to throw, and Wisconsin's done their homework. They've been prepared. Stabby 6 of 8 for 140 yards.
Because there was 64 of those yards on that pass play. Any questions about Stabby's passing play? All right, we'll be back after this message and a word from your local ABC stations. Coming with that running game behind the left side to see if they can't get something going down here. Bryant up to help on that stop of Gordon. And, you know, Melvin Gordon came into this game averaging 11.8 yards a rush. That's right. You heard me right. OK. Well, here tonight, as he goes off after being banged up, he's rushed for 21 yards with 6 carries, a little over 3 yards a carry. So a little bit different kind of defense that he's looking at here tonight. And James White replaces him. Play action, Stabby rolling, White's covered, looks end zone, fires. Abrederis was out of bounds.
Stabby this time, one of the few mistakes he makes. Play action again. Of course, that's what they need to do. But Abrederis works on a double move, gets to the outside right there. If he throws it now, he's got a chance. Just late with the football. He waited to see him open, and then he threw. If he could have just thrown it just a little bit early, Abrederis had Roby beat again to the corner.
Take another look now at Gordon going out of the game.
Right on the helmet of Christian Bryant.
3rd down and 11. Trying to flex that right shoulder. Fires on the slant, incomplete. Abrederis the target. Roby tracking Abrederis. The coaches said, we want one-on-one. We want Roby on Abrederis.
Well, right now, the advantage in that matchup goes to Wisconsin. Abrederis has made some big plays in this game and won a lot of times against, again, one of the top cover corners in the country. Got to the inside that time, but Wisconsin unable to execute and convert.
So Kyle French will attempt this 32-yard field goal. Too far left. Buckeyes lead it by 7.
And the Aflac trivia question. Name 3
Archie
of the
Griffin,
most
Archie
famous
Griffin, Archie Griffin.
number 45s in Buckeye history.
George, Google it quickly over there. Can you imagine that? 7:17 left, and here comes Braxton Dent. And down to the 43-yard line. Couldn't find anybody, eh, Herbie?
Well, he got pressure that time. Give Wisconsin some credit. He had some people downfield. The freshman, Dontre Wilson, actually was matched up one-on-one with Borland and got by him. But they had pressure. Tyler Dipple, a backup defensive end, beating his man over the top of him one-on-one and got the pressure. Made Braxton have to get out of the pocket.
Here's Carlos Hyde. 2nd down and 5. Trying to get the first down, and they do. Corey Brown dances for it.
when this offense is clicking and they have the running game going with Hyde, they can throw the ball downfield, and then they get it out real quick. And the reason that ball is thrown, that's an alert by Braxton Miller. Armstrong was cheating a little bit too close to the line of scrimmage in the box. And because of that, Braxton Miller just aborted the fake, got the ball out. That's the next level where Braxton Miller and this offense has been able to get in this second year in the system.
Play action. Braxton with plenty of time. Now he's going to take off. And he's thrown down for a loss that time. And Warren Herring, the redshirt junior from Illinois, was on him.
Well, Ohio State tries to go down again with the wheel route and give Armstrong, Ethan Armstrong, the outside linebacker, some credit here. He's locked up with Philly Brown, but he doesn't fall for a little short route, a little hesitation move, and then he's able to kind of catch up with him. They had two defenders there. Braxton Miller for a second time in a row now. No one to go to downfield, and Wisconsin's making some adjustments not only on offense, but also with their defense and how they're trying to slow down Braxton Miller and the Buckeyes' attack.
4 wide receivers on this 2nd and 12 for the Buckeyes. Looks back to the boundary, and short of the first down is Corey Brown.
And that is a tight window, and Miller did everything he could to try to look the safeties off. It's not so much Hillary, but you're going into the teeth of this defense where the linebackers like to hit you and let you know about it. Good job of focusing on the football and giving them a chance here on 3rd down and short.
Hyde has rushed for 57 yards and 7 carries. He's in the pistol behind Miller. Play action to him. Going to throw down the middle. Incomplete. Hillary with outstanding coverage that time and not fooled on the play action. So give number 5 credit.
Give number 5 credit. He held up all by himself. The safety that time, McVoy comes up. And because of that, the crowd saying it's maybe a little bit of a pass interference, but I think Hillary out there by himself, ball's up high. Because he's able to spot the football, they both have a chance, equal chance to fight for the ball and fight with each other.
45 yards now. Here's your field goal. Brought it in beautifully at the end. 17-7 on the Drew Basil field goal. From the 8-yard line, Zuleger out to the 23. And I want to remind you that NFL Sunday, James White and Melvin Gordon on the field. Here's the fly sweep look. Stabby back. Fires complete. And that's Sam Arneson, the tight end.
Good protection. You mentioned a jet sweep. Watch how much they're alert to Gordon coming in motion. Watch how it affects the coverage from Ohio State and how they have to respect that. You see how they're locked in out here? They're worried about him, and it opens up a big void. And he's able to locate that. He used his eyes that time, in fact, to try to move the outside linebacker, Shazier. He moved him outside and then threw the ball to the tight end.
First down. And there's Gordon. Right straight ahead for about 3-4 yards on that carry. That'll bring up 2nd down. All the great running backs that they've had. And look at who was the fastest to 1,000 yards.
Look at that list of running backs. People call Penn State linebacker U, and there's different schools that are known for certain positions. Wisconsin, not just offensive linemen, some great running backs, especially over the last 20 to 25 years.
Stabby short drop on 2nd down. Got Aberderis. Can he get the first down? He does. Into Ohio State territory.
And we saw Braxton Miller abort a handoff and get the ball out quickly to receiver. This time it's Stabby who sees Roby off late in the first half. Soft coverage. They're running a running play. He just comes out and gets the ball as quickly as he can out to his main receiver. And they pick up that first down.
And the Wisconsin coaching staff is trying to bring this clock down on this drive. Yes, they want to score before the intermission. but they would like to do it near the end of the first half. Play action. Stavi rolls. Got a man open. Abradaris goes up in the air for another catch. Pair of the best hands in the Big Ten, folks, right there.
They continue to go with their two tight end look. It puts Bradley Roby out there by himself. The double move out and up. Roby has his eyes in the backfield. He gets lost. Amazing adjustment by Abradaris. He was beat. Ball's underthrown. This is why he's one of the best. Outstanding acrobatic catch by Abradaris.
And working against a fine defensive back for 33 yards. Abradaris has 159 yards and 6 catches tonight. Now they pound. That's Gordon, the ball carrier, back to the line of scrimmage. Washington with the stop for the Buckeye. Back to that catch.
Yeah, it's worth another look. If he throws it downfield, it's a touchdown. But Abradaris, this is what great receivers do. Locate the football, and then not only does he go up and adjust and high point the ball, but the concentration to be able to hold on to it. And yeah, that's a first down.
He's going to get a look by an NFL team as a slot receiver.
He better.
Yeah, he's got that ability. James White. Stavi gets great protection. Incomplete. Abradaris double covered that time. Roby had help. Barnett was over there with him, the safety, and they doubled up number 4.
This is going to be an interesting matchup. He's closest there in the slot to the ball. And again, Roby's getting away with some tugging. And all night he's been using his hands, trying to stay close. He grabs onto the jersey there, gets away with it. Tell you, that's going to be the matchup in the second half. We knew early going in that was a matchup, but how's Ohio State adjust to stopping 4 and White from trying to give Wisconsin's offense balance? They've done a great job being able to exploit that.
Down to a minute and a half now. 3rd down and 11. End zone. Touchdown. Beautiful grab by Sam Arneson, the junior tight end. And what a big moment for the Badgers here at the end of the first half.
7 plays, 76 yards, a little over 3 minutes. They're thinking about, well, can they get into field goal range? They're attacking tonight. They get the touchdown. Great concentration there by Arneson. Goes up and makes it. And that time, they spread Ohio State's defense out. Instead of that 2 tight end look, they spread them out, and they attacked back to the middle of the Buckeye defense.
The game plan is becoming completely clear. You all thought we came to run. Stavi's thrown for 210 yards tonight against that Buckeye secondary. Tack on the extra point, and it's a 3-point game.
We knew coming in they were going to have to throw, but I don't know if anybody, including their own coaches, knew that they'd have this much success. What a great catch by Arneson. And again, look how they spread them out with all these wide receivers. And here is the tight end against 2 safeties in the middle of the field. He is able to spread the Ohio State defense out. The linebacker, Shazier, that time it actually wasn't Shazier, it was Joshua Perry. Didn't run at all, didn't even slow him down. So Stavi's in rhythm, puts the ball out, and what 2 great catches on this drive by Wisconsin. The first one by Abradaris, and that time by Arneson for the touchdown to hold on to that football after he was hit by Bryant.
Fielded at the 8-yard line by Hall. Hall, a bit of alley over there out to about the 28-yard line. Carlos Hyde. Braxton Miller keeping it. Gonna run. Here's his best run of the night. Put it on the ground. Borland, but they're going to whistle that one down after a gain of about 14 yards.
And with 2 timeouts in a minute 17, this is a design draw, trying to think about trying to get a first down. The clock will stop. And he's down clearly before the ball came out.
Quick snap to Braxton, fires back over the middle, and that is complete and short of the first down. Carlos Hyde, a receiver that time, out of the backfield, and time coming down now inside of a minute. 2nd down and 6. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 6. Corey Brown, the intended target. Southward, the safety, had coverage for the Badgers.
Yeah, Badgers are trying to make Braxton Miller prove that he can read coverage. It's one thing to throw against man-to-man and throw it downfield, but when they rush 3 and drop 8, you've got to read a lot of white jerseys. That time he made a great read on the flat defender who was up in coverage, put the ball where it had to be, but Philly Brown unable to hold on to it.
Clock starts. Miller breaks for the first down. With the Badger 43-yard line. Clock stops now while they move the chains.
Yep, I'm sorry, Brent. They still have the 2 timeouts. Braxton Miller showing that that left knee looks like it has recovered. First time we've seen him all night really running with purpose.
Second down and 15. Braxton Miller being chased. Dances back with a great running ability. And he is short of that career-long spot.
And Ohio State will use one of their 2 timeouts. Boy, Wisconsin, not only good coverage downfield, but their #1 goal as a defense was preventing Braxton Miller from improvising. Look how they're getting. They're winning the point of attack. Chris Borland is a middle linebacker, and at 5'11", 246 pounds, he's getting as much pressure as anybody on Braxton Miller. Look at that spin move. He gets around Carlos Hyde, forces Miller to run, but he doesn't give up on the play. And you got a lot of white jerseys trying to keep him contained and not let him hit that big play.
Third down and 7. Now Braxton looking long downfield, little underthrew it and almost intercepted. Shelton couldn't hang on. He had a shot at a pick that time and couldn't hang on.
We're seeing a true freshman growing up before our eyes tonight. Folks in Madison have to be pretty excited about how this true freshman is held up. We saw him on the other side of the field against Evan Spencer. This time he's not able to come up with the interception, but the point is the ball's underthrown, it's poorly thrown, and Shelton is at least in position to be able to make a play on it again.
And on 4th down, Braxton Miller. Far side got a man open. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Corey Brown. The final play of the first half. And Corey Brown catches a 40-yard touchdown pass thrown by Braxton Miller. Now take a look at the replay.
Look, this is a rope. He didn't loft this up. He put that on a line to give Corey Brown a chance to be able to catch his football. If he floats that or puts a little bit of a touch on it, the defender's able to come over there. A mental lapse by Wisconsin on this last play here, and a big play for Braxton Miller at Ohio State.
Can't wait to see what's going to happen in the second half of this one. Buckeyes enjoying a 10-point lead at the intermission behind the return of quarterback Braxton Miller. Abradaris and the rest of the Badgers will regroup and battle back. And let's check in now with Heather Cox and Coach Anderson.
Brent, thanks so much. Coach, how did that 40-yard touchdown pass by the Buckeyes change your approach as you head into the locker room?
Missed opportunities. That's not just the only one. 2 long passes, missed field goal. You're not going to win these games if you don't take care of the ball. We're doing some good things on offense, but the bottom line is we got to produce at crunch time and make big plays. It's inexcusable.
You talk about your offense. Badgers 3rd in the nation in rushing, but tonight it's your passing game that shines. What kind of offensive balance do you need to see in the second half?
Well, I think a little bit of both. We're going to continue down those roads. If they're going to play the box that heavy, then we'll hit with some play-action passes. And the key is when we get in the red zone, we got to score touchdowns. We can't miss field goals. We knew we're going to have to score some points walking in here. That hasn't changed, but we can't give up freebies.
Gary, we appreciate it. Thank you. Brent?
Brent, he talked about missed opportunities. Shelton dropped that interception right before the touchdown. It's another one.
Honest man. I like that, Coach. Into the first half. Stay tuned after these messages with the Capital One halftime report. Herbie, one of the things that Braxton Miller has always been capable of making big plays. Those close games last year, and at the end of the first half, Nothing bigger than that touchdown pass.
Yeah, he kept some plays alive, but nothing bigger than that last play there before the first half ended. And, you know, the Wisconsin corner right here, he gets lost. Gene gets confused. It's 4th down. But Fields going to the outside catches his eye just long enough to allow Philly Brown to go by him. See, he's responsible for the deep third, which means nothing gets behind you, let alone last play on 4th down in the first half. There was absolutely no way that Southward could come over and make that play. It was actually the corner, Gene, who bit on the under route instead of worrying about Philly Brown going by him. That was costly to end that first half.
It'll be interesting to see how the Badgers respond. Will they be able to get that running game finally going? They rushed for only 50 yards in the first half. But first things first, it is Buckeye football. Start the second half. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary and let us compare the two quarterbacks. 5 touchdown passes total.
Yeah, we knew coming in that Stavi would have to throw the football to be able to open up the running game, and they made that adjustment after their first series, and it has opened up their play-action passing game. Look for that to continue. See how Ohio State tries to stop Aberderis, and boy, Braxton Miller, 3 touchdown passes. And he, of course, trying to get the ball behind man-to-man coverage and make some big plays in the passing game.
And here is Carlos sliding off that left side. Jack Muhort over there, the left tackle, 6'6", out of Toledo, Ohio, a senior. Andon Norwell, he's 6'6", from Cincinnati's Anderson High School. Corey Lindsley's healthy tonight. He's your Buckeye center. Marcus Hall and Taylor Decker over on the right side.
The style of offense puts a lot on the Wisconsin linebackers and safeties and tests their eye discipline to try to locate their reads and find the football.
An upside look, and Braxton's going to try to get the first down and cannot. 3rd and short coming up here for the Bucks.
Wisconsin, one area that they feel very, very good about this year, not just this game, is their front 7. A lot of experience up front with Allen, Hemir, Muldoon, of course, Chris Borland anchoring those linebackers. They've been active tonight.
And Braxton uses Hyde to hammer for the first down.
Big block by Norwell, leading his way, leading his back that time around the right side. The left guard just pulling around on a power play. And again, Carlos Hyde has the power himself to be able to run through on those short yardage situations. Ohio State, again, kind of nickel and diming here early. Don't be surprised with Tom Herman and Urban Meyer. That's when they try to attack downfield.
Here comes Carlos Hyde. He's been over for a couple of those sandwiches during
That's
down.
your first stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
gotta go see my man Vladdy.
You're going in there for a sandwich.
Now, he prepared box lunches, not for just Ohio State after the game,
right,
but Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They're taking the box lunch out to the airplane. That's how good this is.
Wow.
And so one of the Buckeye fans, when they said, come on, Vladdy, you can't be making sandwiches for the Badgers. So listen, I can make a sandwich, but without the love.
Oh, man.
He's a wonderful character. You want to talk a little bit about Ohio State football, find out what's going on with the team, go over there and chat it up with Vladdy. So here comes Braxton Miller now. Picked up about 3 yards. Chris Borland is there. What an active linebacker, huh, Herbie?
Let's watch him here just flow with this defense. Gets through all that traffic in the middle of the Ohio State offensive line. Boy, Ohio State's trying to get to the second level, but these Wisconsin linebackers, when the Buckeyes try to run the football, doing a good job of getting away from the linemen and flowing to the football.
3rd and 4, and Buckeyes are only 3 of 8 against Chris and his buddies on defense here tonight on 3rd down. Need 4 here. Gonna get it on the run? No, he does not. And that was Caputo, Michael Caputo, sophomore safety, redshirt sophomore out of Imperial, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and they
made a good play.
They used him as a safety. They've walked him up closer to the line of scrimmage for this game because of Braxton Miller. That time he spied Braxton Miller on 3rd down and made the play.
Last 4th down, touchdown pass at the end of the half. Here they go. Here's Hyde. Stopped. There's Borland, number 44, pushing back in the middle. A big stop by the Badgers. Number 44. Folks, he's got instinct. I know he's not the physical specimen of an NFL linebacker, but does anybody plug more than him?
He's Mike Singletary, or he's an Ernie Mills. He's that kind of guy. Look how and give credit to Wisconsin's defensive line. Tyler Dipple that time ate up the lineman in front of him. See him eat up that line. Another linebacker is able to, Connor O'Neill's picks up the pulling lineman, frees 44 to make the play.
Wisconsin takes over on downs because of number 44. 11 tackles tonight.
Yeah, 11 tackles, 7 solo. Makes that big stop on 4th down. Goes right over to the sideline to talk to his team about, guys, we are still in this game. We can stop these guys.
Now it's the offense's turn. Trailing by 10. Play action stop. He's in trouble. Sacked. Thrown for a loss by Curtis Grant.
Curtis Grant, they've been waiting for him to come on. He comes right through here on the blitz. Ohio State getting aggressive on 1st and 10. A little bit of a miscommunication, and Havenstein just wasn't able to get outside quick enough. I don't know if he didn't see him until the last second, but a miscue up front frees up Grant to make a big play, and the Buckeyes and Luke Fickell dialing up the blitz there on 1st and 10. That's their adjustment to that play action on 1st and 10 by the Badgers.
Now on 2nd and 19, somebody better watch number 4. And it will be Roby. Looking in that direction, firing, intercepted, picked off near midfield by Roby. Roby had Aberderis, backed off, made the pick. Buckeyes are in business.
Stabby got pressure from Adalvis Washington out of Cincinnati, and I don't know if Stabby panicked, but there's a miscommunication off to the left. Look at Washington battling to get pressure, and I think he just threw and hoped. I know there was nobody in, Alex Erickson, the freshman receiver, is running with his back to him, but he feels, look at 92 closing in on him, Washington, and he just throws it. And Erickson never was even looking for the football, and an easy interception that time for the All-American corner, Roby.
Let's see now if Urban Meyer elects to go for the throat after the turnover. Instead, he will hand it off to the running back Wilson, and he cuts back. Got a beautiful block. Crosses the 20 and out of bounds. Freelancing. The freshman from Texas does it all on the cutback, and he picked up a couple of beautiful blocks.
And he didn't give up on this, but how about the block by Braxton Miller? He keeps the play alive. That's Borland chasing. Boom, right there. You think Braxton Miller's okay with that left knee? Pretty good teammate there to free up the freshman.
1st and 10. Braxton now running it himself. Shakes away from Borland, but Borland slowed him up in time. And Tanner McAvoy, a one-time quarterback, cleans it up.
This goes over well in the film room, by the way. Showing an unselfish attitude, a quarterback that gets so much attention. Showing an ability to not only block, but a willingness to block, to pick up valuable yards in this game.
2nd down and 10 for Miller and the Buckeyes. And here comes Hyde, and now it will be 3rd down. We've been listening for the play call. It's quarterback coach Tom Herman upstairs. And now signal that play in. Notice now, watch how he claps to start the cadence. Now it's up to the center to call a snap count for the Buckeyes. Fire off to the right, complete, 1st down, 1st and goal, and a fine effort by Devin Smith. What happens is Urban Meyer has always used the clap because he feels that from tackle to tackle, as we have an injured Badger down, you can hear it. But then it is up to the center to get his head up as you watch the replay here.
Yeah, the ball goes high on 3rd down, and tremendous catch, showing pretty good leaping ability by Devin Smith. But Brett, you're right. You're relying your center. You need a guy who's intelligent, can make the right call. They have that in Corey Lindsley. And the ball that time was high, but a very, very good catch by Devin Smith.
Now the other side of it is your center has got to have a good voice. And I feel that Corey Lindsley does, but he actually calls the count. But the reason why Urban went to this is so that the center can look at that Mike linebacker and not have his head down. Now here's Lindsley. He will watch for the clap of the hands by the quarterback, and then he will bark it out. There's the snap to Braxton, rolling to the left, cut back. Can't get in. Did I see 44 over the top?
Yeah, if somebody's running with a football, you're going to see the instinctive linebacker somewhere in the middle of it. Here they go with a hurry up.
Hand off, Hyde. He is stood up in the hole by you-know-who. Oh, wow.
Again, Wisconsin's defensive line eats up all of the linemen, and they do that intentionally to free up Borland for that kind of hit right there. That's Carlos Hyde running at 235 pounds. You talk about pop, you talk about being explosive as a linebacker, that's Chris Borland.
Now it's 3rd and goal for the Buckeyes. Hyde, no, Braxton kept it, threw it into the end zone for the touchdown. Beautiful play action. Corey Brown caught it. Corey Brown's 2nd touchdown of the night. And 4 touchdown passes for Braxton Miller, but great play action on that play.
Yeah, I think that was a play that was improvised by Braxton Miller. There's so many different options in this offense, not just reading the zone read and handing it off or keeping it, but you're thinking about handing it off or keeping it, and then instead of pitching an option, it's a pass. Good thing they're on the same page there, because that was close to being a little bit dicey for Ohio State on 3rd and goal.
So the interception led to the touchdown. As you take a look, the young man's 2nd touchdown catch of the game. Taking a knee and coming out on the 25. Melvin Gordon, the running back. Right up the middle for 8 yards. Gary left his son behind at Utah State. And he's sort of an H-back fullback, Keegan Anderson. And last night for Utah State, here he is slipping out of the backfield. And there he's being hit by Chucky Keaton for an easy touchdown. Utah State pulls away from San Jose. And there is Pops right there, of course, very proud of what the young man is accomplishing back with the team that he left behind. And now they blast for the 1st down with that running tackle. 1st down and 10. Play action. Stabby rolling hard to the left. Incomplete. And a penalty flag will come down. Aberderis, the intended receiver, and Roby perhaps a little too tight on him this time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. Spot foul. Automatic 1st down.
Again, he's isolated out there. He's been out there all by himself all night. He just got a little bit too close too quickly. You see him hooking the arm there. I mean, the crowd doesn't get that vantage point, but you can see that he got not only there early, but he's been grabbing his jersey and grabbing onto his arm all night. That time they caught him for it.
1st down and 10. Stabby back now. Going to fire downfield, incomplete.
That's a miscommunication. They had some receivers open downfield. And that time you could almost see Sam Arneson looking back and saying, hey, my bad. Stabby was throwing it in one spot. Arneson stopped in zone coverage in another. And they just missed on it. Ohio State stacking the line. And Wisconsin's had some success taking some shots downfield. They had an opportunity there. But again, the miscommunication by the quarterback and the big tight end.
2nd down and 10. Melvin Gordon. Out to the right. Very good vision as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes dominated that quarter. They lead at 31-14. Melvin Gordon up on that far side after he was shaken up here, Herbie.
Yeah, battling for as many yards as he can pick up. There's the initial contact from Grant. He's just extending himself, and Perry comes in late there, and he was holding his left leg as he went to the sideline, but he did walk off, which is great news.
3rd down and 5, so James White is the running back behind Stabby. Trying to sweep left, and he is slowed down. Washington, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that Wisconsin moved.
False start. Offense. Number 49. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Arneson moving, and let's check in with Heather.
Well, the Wisconsin training staff and head athletic trainer Mike Moll continue to evaluate Melvin Gordon's lower left leg. They had him on the bench, talked to him quite a bit. Now he's up testing it, putting weight on that left leg, seeing if he can go. I've been told they're still evaluating and haven't made a decision about his future in this game. Also, guys, wide receiver Jordan Frederick right now is questionable as well. So the Badger offense struggling.
3rd and 10 for that offense. Can he get the 1st down? Cannot. But you might as well go for it here.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for it. Down 17 into the 4th quarter. Good field position deep in Ohio State territory. Pretty big play here. Duckworth gets underneath coverage. Almost picked up the 1st down before Perry brought him down. Ohio State was taking everything away deep. Stabby had to throw it underneath.
Derek Watt will be the fullback. White is behind him on 4th and 2. Here's White. Let's see where it's spotted. Line judge coming from this direction indicates that he might have picked it up.
Yeah, they had to roll the dice there and take a chance. There's a pretty good push there. Ohio State knew that it was going to be to the right or to the left with James White. But now you go back to the play action game. Aberderis will be up at the top of the screen. They've not had any luck at all in this 2nd half of getting him the football. Let's see if they can now after they pick up the 1st down.
White bounces outside. Touchdown, Badgers. Good vision.
And great vision and a great block by the fullback, Derek Watt. The corner lost contained. Duran Grant right there, 12. Keep an eye on him. 34 Watt's going to take him out of the play. Poor angle by Christian Bryant and a huge running lane to the outside for James White. But Grant, the corner's got to hold firm there and try to force that ball back to the inside where the rest of his defense is.
17-yard touchdown. Badgers down by 2 scores. Lots of time left here in the 4th quarter. The senior from South Florida, and the Badgers are in business. Their beloved Buckeyes up by 10, 31-21. The Badgers hanging tough with that last touchdown. Big 4th down play for them. Bouncing kickoff fielded on the 15-yard line by Wilson. And Wilson with that breakaway, 30. Out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. 1st down and 10. Braxton keeps it and cannot get back to the line of scrimmage. That is a loss here.
And Braxton Miller going to run the football, try to keep the clock moving, and of course he's going to have to deal with 44, Chris Borland. Chris Borland all over the field in every game for the Badgers. He's attacking downhill. Carlos Hyde is going to see Chris Borland in his nightmares tonight. He has been able to get off at 34 every single time, whether it's been pass protection or if Carlos is trying to block him to open up running lanes for Braxton Miller.
2nd down and 12. Option look, hides the trailing back. Braxton keeps it. This will bring up 3rd down. This, of course, the last time these two schools are going to play each other, because next year 2 new divisions, East and West. Rutgers and Maryland join the Big Ten, and Ohio State will be in the East. Michigan will come with Michigan State, Penn State, and Indiana, and then of course you see Wisconsin goes over to Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, and Purdue.
And don't look now, Rutgers beat Arkansas last week at home. They're still in the AAC, and Maryland's off to a great start.
Absolutely.
So people were excited, really excited for what they're doing right now. That East is very strong.
And lots of TV sets. They're down at 8. with Braxton Miller. Handing off now to Hyde, who bounces it outside. Steps toward that first down marker for the Buckeyes.
Well, this is really great example of what Carlos Hyde can do. Bounces it right there. I mean, again, he has tremendous feet for his size. He's going to come up, it looks like, short of the first down. But he didn't give up on the play and just try to jam it in there for 2 or 3 yards. He bounced it to the outside, but he goes out of bounds. And the Badgers, after punting, what did they need? They needed a 3 and out. And they needed to get the ball back to Joel Stavi and see if they have a chance now under 5 minutes and they can get a touchdown.
Aberderis is back deep again, the sure-handed one. He's standing at about the 12-yard line on this 4th and short. Fair catch. Wraps it up. Makes sure at the 11-yard line. But again, Badgers are still down 2 scores. But it's their football when you come back to Columbus. Last Wisconsin win at Columbus way back in 2001. Anthony Davis cut into a 17-point lead in the 2nd quarter. And then Nick Davis caught this scoring pass from Brooks Bollinger in the 3rd. That made it 17-14. And with the game tied late in the 4th, here came Mark Newser. 33-yard field goal with 2 minutes left. Badgers win it at the Horseshoe. Who was the Buckeye coach, Irving?
Jim Tressel, first year. Won the national title the very next year. Badgers always seem to play well in Columbus.
Not only do they need to play well, they need to play quickly. They're down 2 scores, and they've got 4:38 remaining. Sets the screen on first down with White. Good call. Upstairs, picking up 12 yards. Roby makes the tackle. First down and 10.
First down, of course, stops the clock, and it's a good call where Ohio State's pinning their ears. You can see him. They almost got to him, but because he gets it off, what a huge hit by Roby. You know, Roby's actually been better in run support and coming up to tackle folks than he has been in coverage tonight.
Stepping up again. Incomplete and almost intercepted. He has thrown 1 interception, which resulted in a touchdown. Reminder to stay tuned after the game, except on the West Coast, for your late local news over most of these ABC stations. Be sure to turn to ESPN News for SportsCenter for the highlights of the day in sports.
Remember, Stavi showed an ability to move his team down the field against Arizona State late. Of course, they had a controversial call, but he executed. He made some throws, found some people, so he's been in this kind of situation already this year.
Second and 10, firing. Aberderis wraps it up again, but short of the first down. Aberderis tonight has caught 8 balls for 171 yards and a touchdown.
And Ohio State has played a ton of man coverage tonight with Roby on Aberderis. Now, because of the score of the game and the time of the game, playing some zone, trying to prevent the big play, and also trying, of course, to not make Stavi have to read coverage.
They're down at 9 for the Badgers. You got a 4-down clock for sure now. Don't need it. First down, Aberderis.
Does a good job of finding the hole in his zone, and then he gets down. He knows he's about to get hit by Joshua Perry. They know they're going to throw it to him here, but see how he gets down right before he's able to potentially be hit by 37.
There's Aberderis out of bounds.
This time he put it up high for Aberderis. Reading the flat defender. See how the flat defender, Roby, just sits on the underneath route? Look at the huge hole behind it. An easy read and a good throw that time by Stavi. Put it up high to make it easier for Aberderis.
Stavi working the sideline a little bit too high.
Same route.
Herbie, your overall impression of Stavi tonight is 17 of 25, 277, 2 touchdowns on 1 pass.
I think he's great. I can see why the coaches have fallen in love with his big arm. He's a sophomore. Let's remember that. He's still a young quarterback, 6'5", 225. He's going to get better and better. And I think the thing is, other than Jared Abbrederis and the tight ends, they don't have a lot to work with out at wide receiver. It makes it very tough on him, but they put a great plan together to take the pressure off the running game.
Seems obvious that they're going to go down the stretch with White, let Gordon take the rest of the night off after he sustained that injury. And there they are showing to Erickson, and he's a redshirt freshman from Darlington, Wisconsin.
Wozniak went deep and took the linebackers with him. It opened up enough room there for the first down.
Incomplete. Came back to Wozniak that time.
It's no man's land. That's a tough catch. To ask for a receiver, let alone a tight end. You know that a safety or a linebacker is going to close in on you in a hurry, and he may have heard some footsteps here. He starts to peek up. Christian Bryant's about to hit him.
Herbie, big answer by the front for the Buckeyes here tonight. Luke Fickell and the guys have done a good job. Badgers have rushed for only 104 yards. Remember, I think they were averaging about 350 yards a game coming into this, and they've been in the arena against Arizona State and Purdue. So the Buckeye front answered questions today, grab, and then dropped in the end zone. Incomplete pass for a moment, and that was Powell, the nickelback on defense here. Good job.
Yeah, Powell does a nice job, but I'll tell you, I think Erickson's going to start to emerge as maybe somebody to take some of the pressure off of Abbrederis, but Powell, because of the location, the ball is thrown perfectly, good concentration, but Powell and, of course, the ground eventually dislodging the football. That's a freshman. Erickson trying to make a play there.
Pressure. Incomplete. And here is the decision for Gary Anderson and the Badgers. And you've got to kick here. You're down 2 scores. You don't even hesitate. On 4th and 10.
Yeah, he's got to do this, and he still has his 3 timeouts. And remember, French missed one earlier.
This is a 42-yarder, and this is from the left hash. Has he got it? He does indeed. Puts them within 1 score. A clutch field goal for the redshirt junior from Wisconsin. 31-24, and now you're onside kick.
Well, you think about onside kick. You have 3 timeouts remaining. This isn't a fluke with Abbrederis. Stavi's done everything he can. And even when Ohio State has known that Abbrederis is going to get the football, he still has been able to make plays and kept the Badgers in this game. They're down a touchdown. 1 possession game.
Good hands, folks, on the field for the Bucks. Can't overload one side, remember. Must travel 10 yards. So Andrew Endicott, a freshman, is going to kick this off. And Kyle French, let me check this. They go to Kyle French. Pooches it. Roby on a bounce, tapped out of bounds.
That was almost
wow.
I was Chris Borland is down on the trying to cover this, and they go the other way. Roby,
he touched that ball.
Sure did. I mean, well, now he's got 3 timeouts. He's going to assume that Urban Meyer's going to run the football 3 times, and they've got to try to come up with a stop. How about the English on this ball? If he doesn't get a hand on that, it bounces right back towards the coverage team. Ohio State's thinking about 1 first down. Wisconsin's thinking 3 and out with 3 timeouts. Get the ball back and see if they can see if they have a chance.
Ohio State football, 1st and 10 at their own 34.
You can see the 2 tight end formation. Power game with Hyde. And he muscles A few yards on first down, and now the clock is stopped on that timeout. Second down and 6.
Game's coming down to 6 yards here on these next 2 plays.
Tough on tough. High snap. Braxton recovers it, but is going to be thrown for a loss.
Another timeout for Wisconsin. Boy, that's exactly what the Badgers needed. I don't know if that surprised Braxton Miller. Let's take another look at it. High snap. He could have been able to make the play. Boy, Wisconsin's thinking about that ball getting by him and recovering it. Buckeyes fortunate that Braxton Miller was able to at least get a hand on it, went up in the air, and then be able to secure it. And actually got back to making it 3rd down and 10. Now you're Urban Meyering, you're Tom Herman. And you know that Wisconsin has the 1 timeout left. And you got a junior quarterback who's a 3-year starter. Has ability to, if he likes a pass, he can throw it. If he doesn't like it, he can pull it down and improvise, and at the very least just get down. Do you take a chance, or do you just run it, make them use their last time out, punt it away?
Well, you keep the clock running if you run it.
Of course.
And you bring it down around 145, 144.
But maybe you give them the option that, hey, if this receiver's open, take it, and if not, just eat it.
It's a long way now. They need a full 10 yards here, Harvey. There is Braxton, though, lining up alone back there.
There's an empty receiver. Wisconsin's confused.
Braxton going to bounce outside if he can. He's surrounded. And now the Buckeyes will punt it away with 1:40 on the clock. 4th down and 6. Everderis will come in. So remember back early when we wondered if Gary Anderson would punt it away? He did. And now he's going to get beautiful punt. Everderis is driven back. Catches it. Shakes a would-be tackler. And is down at the 10-yard line. 1:29 and no timeouts.
Remember, talked earlier about how Stavi and this offense, they've been put in this situation early in the year against Arizona State. They've been in earlier this game. No timeouts. Now it's about first downs and trying to get out of bounds, and Ohio State wants to keep Wisconsin in bounds to keep that clock moving.
First down. Tipped. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Great pressure from Ohio State. Shazier got in there, and I don't know if this made the ball go through it a little bit behind Erickson. Ryan Shazier was closing in on him in a hurry. The last thing that Stavi knows he can do without any timeouts is take a sack. But he also has to be careful trying to force the football into coverage.
Stavi able to shovel it off to White. He fumbles the ball, and it is pounced on by the quarterback.
Remember the clock.
Joel Stavi with the clock running, and the 3rd down coming up here. Wisconsin is going to have to hurry and get it up there.
Remember the Arizona State game? It was the ref's fault, but also there wasn't enough urgency from Wisconsin. Stavi, have you learned from that urgency? They got to get to the line of scrimmage. They don't have any timeouts. Get it together on the field here. Wasting time. Look at all that time they wasted.
3rd and 17. Stavi drops it off underneath to White. White is short. Clock still running, and they've got a 4th down coming up.
This is really poor execution by Wisconsin here. A Buckeye player of all things goes down at the bottom of the screen. Christian
That
Bryant
stops the clock.
Yep. Well, they had Wisconsin on the ropes there after that almost sack and then the fumble. And then they kind of looked around at each other, and the clock's going tick, 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 tick. But the only thing that could have allowed Wisconsin to regroup was something like this, an injury. It was Ohio State's trying to come up with a fumble, and they're chasing James White. The ball's on the ground. But what I'm talking about is right now, boom, you got to get up. You got to get up. Even if you're a lineman, pick them up. If you think they're laying on top of your player, just has to be a built-in clock. You got to know after a play like that, you don't have a timeout. You got to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down, need 3, 26 seconds. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
Jumps that route. Looked like Duckworth may have let that ball slip through his hands, but that was pretty good coverage and nice quickness there by Durant Grant.
So we found out what Urban Meyer intended to do with the quarterback situation. This is Braxton Miller's team. I want to win the game. We're going the distance with him. And Urban Meyer is going to move to 17-0 as the head coach at Ohio State. Goes over to shake hands with Gary Anderson, who once worked with him as a defensive line coach out of Utah. The longest win streak in the country. Stanford hoping to push theirs to 12 tonight. Alabama already a winner. Northwestern's off this week. We'll see them next week against Ohio State. Let's go down now to Heather Cox with Urban Meyer.
Urban, it seems like every year in this series, the games are always close. Tonight was no different. Ultimately, what do you think the difference was?
Well, we stopped the run. You know, that kind of team, they're a very talented team. Remember, 25 and 20 are two of the best backs that we'll see. And not just this year, you know, for the next couple of years. I think they're really good. We stopped the run. We gave up far too many yards passing. We'd like to close the game a little better, but we'll take it, man. 5-0.
Absolutely. And there's so much talk coming into this game. It was really being billed as your first true test of the season. What did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, we passed the test. We won the game. And against a very good team, against a ranked opponent. Let's go on to try to get number 6.
And Braxton Miller came back. Ultimately, what do you think he meant to this team in his return?
Oh, he's a talented guy. He ran and threw. He did a nice job, man. Nice job. He's a player who played well. Absolutely.
We'll talk to your quarterback. Urban, thank you so much. Braxton, welcome back. What did it feel like to finally be back on the field tonight?
I'm just blessed to give all the glory to God, man. Just be back, able to play with my teammates. And, you know, we fought hard throughout the end. It was a good defensive team, man. We had a good scheme and worked out pretty good.
And tonight you passed some, you ran some, you even blocked some. How did that knee hold up?
Man, it felt good. I told them I was going to get a chop block, so it felt pretty good, man. They was hyped for me and everything, so it was a good win.
Will you continue to wear that brace in the future?
Oh, yeah, I surely will. Yeah. I got to take care of that.
We talked yesterday quite a bit about it's not only the return for you, but also for Carlos Hyde and how excited you were to play with your running back. How did the team gel with the two of you back on the field together for the first time this year?
It felt like last year, man. You know, we ain't miss a beat. And it just felt good having Lowe's back there, you know, get a couple carries. And he blocked good, so we came out with a good win, and just thankful for God.
Impressive performance out there, Braxton. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Heather. And so, Herbie, there you have it. The Buckeyes win by 7, but they did give up 10 fourth-quarter points. I don't think Urban Meyer was happy about being outscored in the fourth quarter.
Right. You can almost tell from his attitude there with Heather that you go back to the film room, you try to get better. It's a win, 31-24 against a gritty Wisconsin team. Buckeyes hit some big plays early in the passing game. The 4 touchdowns, of course, from Braxton Miller. Anytime you can learn from a victory, you're happy as a head coach, and they'll try to get better as they go on the road next week to Evanston to take on the Wildcats.
31-24 our final tonight. Braxton Miller, 17-25, 198 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Now it's time for the Ford wrap-up, so let's go to Robert Flores. Robert.